G'day ladies and germs, Conor here from C-Dubs Media, back with another video, and today we're having a look at one of Oppo's first phones for the year, and that is the Oppo A17, one of their budget range phones, but it's pretty cool. Let's have a look at it. So here we have the box, and here we have the phone. Now, what looks different about that? Ooh, looking good, looking good. It actually looks like leather. Now, some of you might be like, leather, whatever. And yeah, you might be right, but it has a leather look and feel to it. So straight out of the gate, the number one thing for me is the design. I really do like it. So just let me explain the terminology here. So the inner texture is embossed with a light leather grain, and the outer texture is covered by a UV coating. It looks and feels good. That's my words. It looks and feels good. It does look like leather. I do like it. I don't know how it's going to age, but straight out of the box, it looks really nice. And it does come in two colors. You have lake blue and then midnight black. From the website, I like the look of the lake blue, but they sent me the midnight black look, which I like. I like it a lot. Looks pretty good. And I do like those retro looking camera humps as well. Nice big round circles. That's the in thing at the moment, and I like it. Now it is nice and thin as well, about 8 millimeters thin. Now I also like how it's not wide, like it's easy to hold and it's easy to manage. So when I'm texting or writing emails or whatever, it's not easy to drop. I do have the Pixel 7 Pro. It's a big phone that is a lot more harder to manage, but this one, the Oppo A17, I really like the form factor. The display is actually 6.56 inches and we have an 88% screen to body ratio, and that display also has 60 Hertz, which you can expect at this price point. Should we start a counter for price point? Every time I say price point, ding, something like that, because I'm probably going to say it a lot. Another thing I want to point out about the display is it's got this like eye care feature where if you're in a dark room, it can drop down to as low as 2 nits brightness, which is really low. So it's going to be nice and gentle, maybe not interrupt your sleep patterns as much. I do like that. And then when we go into brightness, we have up to 600 nits of brightness, which I think is bright enough. I've seen others in the price point around the same. So yes, you can get higher, but 600 is good enough. All in all, I'm giving the design a huge tick. Now it does also come with a fingerprint scanner, but with Oppo, I like to use their face unlock. It's just so fast. I really do enjoy that. Fingerprint unlock is pretty quick too, given that it's Oppo. They're normally pretty good with this stuff. But yeah, for me, it's face unlock. Now we have the camera here, and I do like the camera. It is 50 megapixels on the rear facing camera. Comes in at 1080p 30 frames per second, so what you would see a typical sort of news broadcast filmed in. It also has f1.8 aperture, so you can get a little bit of a blurry background. It is a bit harder on these phone cameras at f1.8, but it does the trick. The camera, it's not oversaturated, it's not overdone. I think it's a good result for the price point. And we do also have HDR mode, so you can get some, more detail in your highlights and more detail in your shadows, which is pretty cool. I think, high-end cameras and high-end smartphones offer that. So it's good to see it here in the low price point as well. And it also has this thing that's called portrait retouching, which is when you take a photo of yourself, it will actually remove blemishes and stuff like that for you. So you get that smooth, beautiful face in your selfies, much like I always do. Maybe not. But have a look at some of the photos I took just before in this lighting setting where you've got the studio light and, not much other light. And it took pretty good photos. The front-facing camera also does this portrait mode where it blurs out the background artificially. It's got a bit of work to do there. It sort of fuzzes out the edges of the subject a little bit, but most phone cameras do, even the high-end ones, when you use that portrait mode. But it's fun to use. I do like it. And then you also have like these 15 different filters you can apply to your photos and your videos as well. So you can just take your photo and upload it straight to your social media, or take a video and upload it straight to your TikTokers. Easy as pie. Like how we're sort of getting to point and shoot territory for phones these days. Like the high-end cameras are where it's at for photography, but for point and shoot, you really can't go past your phones. Now, battery life on the Oppo A17, as usual with Oppo, it is next level because you have so many features built in. Here we have 5,000 milliamp hour battery in a nice manageable form factor, so that's well done. But then we also have this thing where it's like intelligent charging through the night. So it knows when your alarm's going to go off and it will trickle charge your phone rather than boot it up to 100% really quickly and then it just stays on charge all night, depleting the long-term life of your battery. It's a bit smarter than that, and it charges slowly when it needs to preserve your battery life. Really like that. But then you can also have super power saving mode. Just say you're out and about and your phone hits 10%, it's going to pretty much lock down into super power saving mode to get you home with enough juice to make a phone call or send a text message if you need to get yourself out of trouble. So that's a cool feature to have as well. And it also has this feature where if you are going to bed at night and you don't have access to a charger, it will only drain up to 3% through the whole night. Now, my Google 7 Pro easily loses between 5 and 10% through the night, generally more, but the Oppo A17 can just slowly let out, like 2 or 3% through the whole night. So you're going to wake up with pretty much as you went to bed with. Cool feature. Yeah, you have to forgive me. I look a bit rough around the edges. I got sunburn the other day and my skin's peeling off, so sorry about that. Bit weird. Now, for performance and the internal hardware, we are looking at a Helios MediaTek G35, which is a mobile platform. It's going to be enough to get you out of trouble. It is running at 2.3 gigahertz for the speed on the CPU, which it's enough. You can do your daily tasks. You can do tasks one at a time, a little bit of multitasking here and there. You can do your basic gaming. So games that can be played in low graphics mode will be best suited for this phone. And also you can do video shooting and basic video editing as well with the right application. So it's enough to get you through. Now it does have 4 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigs of storage, but that 64 gigs of storage, they can pinch like 4 gigs of ROM out of that and use it as that imaginary sort of RAM on the other side of things to give you a boost where required. So I like how they do this. If you can only afford the Oppo A17 or it's a secondary device or a device for your kids, it's going to be enough. It's going to be suited to what you get it for. Now, if you want the best photos and the best videos and the fastest phone, it's obviously not the one for you. But there are plenty of reasons to get it if this is the budget you're looking to cut your money into. I should just run through a quick couple of features as well before I shut this video down. Let me have a look here. Now, they also say it has an enduring quality as well, which is they've done some testing to see how much it can endure, how much punishment it can take. And we have IPX4 for water resistance, so a little bit of a splash, maybe a light mist. We have 150,000 volume presses durability test. We have 20,000 insertion cycles for the USB port. We have 28,000 times micro drop tests. What's a micro drop? I'd say it's like maybe you just drop it on the table a little bit from maybe that high, but 28,000 of them is impressive. And then we have 500,000 presses on the power button durability test as well. So they have pushed it to the limits. Then we also come in with ColorOS version 12.1 on Android 12. I would like to see that upped. I think it should be 13. ColorOS maybe could be bumped up as well, but beggars can't be choosers. So I really do dig it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Check ya!